Hello, good evening, friends. And as I promised, I am actually with you with the program where we actually ask you question and help you improve your critical thinking aspect. So it's basically a quiz which will, the question will get displayed for certain time, and then you have to quickly answer the question. And if you are able to successfully answer the question quickly, then obviously your brain is much quicker. So over time, if you are participating with us on regular basis, your mind will become much faster and much quicker. So without further ado, let us proceed to our main session, and which is about the mental gym. So as you can see, this is a 1 hour quiz, and your messages will get displayed here on the right side of the screen, and there is a timer which is also running. So the first question is, in the year 707, who handed the reign as a Catholic Pope? That is a question that we have, and a very popular Catholic Pope who had actually stepped down as a Pope from the position of Pope. So please answer this, and I will wait for some time. Please answer this particular question. So in the year 707, name the person whose reign as a Catholic Pope ended. That's the question. Think quickly, friends. It's a question which requires your quick thinking, and this will also help you prepare for your competitive examination if you are able to, answer this quickly. The question is, in the year 707, 707 AD, which person's reign as Catholic Pope ended? Some of the questions may not be very easy, some of the questions may be difficult, but nevertheless you have to attempt. I will wait for some more time and provide the answer to you. However, think, and whoever from wherever you are joining, you can actually use the chat function. And the question is, in the year 707, name the person whose reign as Catholic Pope ended. Good. Study Tube is attempting. Good job, Study Tube. I will tell you in a moment if your answer is correct, but your answer is visible on the screen. I will wait for a few more seconds. All right, now I will actually provide the answer. The answer is Pope John the Seventh. Uh, Study Tube, your answer is not correct. The answer is Pope John the Seventh. That is the answer for this question. All right, not to worry, because there are several questions, and if you can answer them quickly, then your critical thinking will improve. All right, let's move to the next one. The next question is, in the year 1009, the Church of Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem is destroyed by the. The question is destroyed by the person. Basically, you have to find out, and he destroyed so badly that even the church foundation were removed from the foundation were also removed, and the entire church was destroyed. You have to name this invader, this conqueror who actually destroyed the holy church in Jerusalem in the year 1009, 1009. Well, the wars have been fought always, and as you know, as we speak, the this same area is under a lot of turmoil, especially in the Middle East around Jerusalem. So whatever is happening today is not something which is happening today. This has been going on for last 2000 years. So the question is related to the holy city of Jerusalem, where it was dominated by Christianity at that time, and invader. Let me give you a hint: Islamic invader uh, plundered the city and also destroyed the church to its foundation in the year 1009. Study tube, you have given the correct answer. It looks like. Let's find out what is the correct answer. Absolutely. Fatimna Khalif Al Hakim Bimar Allah. That is the name of the person. And study tube, you have given the right answer. So let me display your name. All right. So StudyTube is a winner of the second question. Now let's proceed to the third question. Good show, StudyTube. Fantastic. You are thinking very fast. So the next question is in the year 1016, who defeated the Saxons at the Battle of Ashington? The Ashington is the name of the place as it is known today. But Saxons were very powerful in England. They were one of the major warlords in England. But in the year 1016, they were defeated by who? That's a question. We know that the islands of England and there are different warlords or kings. They were ruling the England, but now the entire area is known as United Kingdom because all these different kingships were united, and that's why we call it United Kingdom. But Saxons were one of the most powerful House of Lords, which ruled the current day UK. But they were defeated in the year 1016 at Ashington and Azundine, as it was known in the back in the days. So who defeated them? StudyTube, you are attempting, but this is not the right answer. Please think harder. I will wait for some more time. I know you can answer. You can find the right answer. Well, answer is very simple because obviously Saxons were defeated by a country, so that's uh, a hint for you. So please find the correct answer, StudyTube. All right, so I think there are people are attempting, but let me go to the answer, and the answer is very simple actually. It was the Danish army. The Danish army defeated the Saxons, and it was unthinkable in those days because Saxons were very powerful, and Denmark was a country which was away from the mainland England because you had to cross the sea, etc. But Danish army were able to defeat a very strong ruler of England, which were Saxons, and they actually controlled major part of the current day UK, but they were defeated back in the days. Okay, let's move to the next question. Well, this is quite close for us in terms of history. In the year 1622, a French king, Louis VIII, and the leader of the Huguenots, Duke Henry II of Rohan, signs a treaty to end all hostility because there were a lot of wars going on back in the days. But King Louis the Eighth signs a treaty with Duke Henry the Second to end all hostility. So basically, you need to name the person with whom King Louis the Eighth signs this particular treaty to end all hostility. So take a crack on this. Well, there were a major war between France and England. This was also known as 100-Year War. many things happened, many generations fought in that war. 100 years is a long time where two warring nations were always on war front, which is France and England. However, in 1622, French King Louis VIII signs a treaty to end all hostility, basically ending their local war. With whom they signed the treaty? That's a question. And you can actually reply from wherever you are. If you're watching us live, you can actually use the chat function of your social media and send in your responses. This quiz is, every day we come that improves your critical thinking ability. So StudyTube has given the answer. I will wait for some more time before I go to the answer. I will wait for few more seconds. All right, let's go to the answer. Yes, you're right, StudyTube, the Duke of Rohan, and the treaty was known as the Treaty of Montpellier. That's the answer. And good job, StudyTube. You have given the right answer. All right. Oh yeah, it is. Well, every question is different. StudyTube. Some questions may be very easy. You can crack them just like that. But some questions require a little bit of thinking. So it's a mix. This quiz is mix of all kinds of questions. But you are making an attempt. It's a very good thing. All right, let's move to the next question. In the year 1648, name the first labor organization that formed in North America colonies. As you know that North America was colonized by the European settlers. I mean, today United States of America is a democratic country, but before they became a democracy, they were actually colonized first, and all kinds of people actually left their homes in the mainland Europe, and they actually colonized America. And different colonies then came together to form the current day USA. And as this development was going on in the year 1648, the first labor organization was formed in the American colonies. We want to know the name of this labor organization. We have this labor laws in all countries, and there are different labor unions. But the first one to form among these colonies, we want to know the name of that particular labor union. It was formed in 1648. That is a hint for you. StudyTube, take a crack on this. I know you can crack it. 1648, the name of the first labor union in North America. Name of the first labor union, StudyTube, you are trying, but name of the first labor union which was formed before the United States came into existence. These are the time when the colonization was going on. So unfortunately, the answer that you have given is not the right answer. Obviously, when we're talking about labor union, it is definitely related to some sort of labor organization. So, and here goes another hint. And 1648, the first labor union to form. Basically, all these labor guys who were providing all kinds of services came together to form their union to look after their interest and to control the market forces. That is what the labor union do. So the first labor union came into existence in the year 1648 in North America. We want to know the name of this labor union. Anyone else? Study tube, I know you are very active and you are sincerely trying, but then I request others also to try, because this quiz is designed to improve your critical thinking abilities, and you need to be able to identify what is right, what is wrong, and accordingly your mind will become sharper. And as you can see in this question also, you know hints are hidden. 1648, labor union, North America. So even if you're using Google to get you the answer, you have to look at these three parameters to find the answer. All right, so let's move on to the answer, because we need to be quick in our thinking. Even though you miss, no problem, but at least you are thinking. The union was called Boston Shoemakers. That is the first labor union which was formed professionally, and they were united. And this is the first labor union which came into existence even before the United States of America. So this is something which we must remember. I'm sure people who are interested in such trivia, they will actually keep track of that now. So Boston Shoemaker was the first labor union to be registered. All right, let's move to the next question quickly. In the year 1775, this is a time when there was a lot of slavery, especially the black people from Africa were, against their will, rounded up in Africa. Poor people, or probably uprooted people, were taken to cotton plantation across the ocean into North America. And that was one of the major business, growing cotton, and that cotton was driving the industrial revolution in UK. So there were a lot of ifs and buts. We already know that there were very bad things being done during slavery. However, a famous African American poet, because this lady used to write very beautiful poems, but she was a black African American woman. In the year 1775, she was freed from slavery. So you cannot miss this. People who are trying to answer, please look at this. 1775, a very popular African American poet was freed from slavery. Absolutely right, Study Tube. You are awesome. You have given the right answer. And let's move to the answer. Yes, Phyllis Wheatley. She was very popular poet, and she was freed from slavery, and there were a lot of politics behind it. We are not going into that. We are only looking at the building the critical thinking ability. So the correct answer was given by StudyTube. Kudos to you, StudyTube. Let's move to the next question now quickly. In the year 1867, which US state was formally purchased by Russia at the cost of $7.2 million in the year 1867? 1867. Answer should be very simple. 1867, United States of America. This is after the USA came into existence. USA purchased a piece of land which eventually became a state in America from Russia at the cost of 7.2 million US dollars. Well, StudyTube, the Russia was the seller. The question is, name the state. The land was purchased from Russia by America at the cost of 7.2 million dollars. Yes, absolutely right. The state is Alaska. Absolutely right. So in 1867, the state was purchased by this land was purchased by America, and at the cost of $7.2 million. And Alaska is a huge place, absolutely big, one of the big states America has, and it became the 49th state of America. And it has so much land in it that eventually the entire deal costed America roughly 60 cents per acre. You can imagine, less than a rupee per acre. They bought such a huge land, which is now very rich in minerals, petroleum and other natural resources. So bad luck to Russia, but then America paid the money, and they have been able to create a new state within their own ecosystem. So study tube, fantastic. You have given the right answer, and that is the state of Alaska, which became the 49th state of America. All right, let's move to the next question quickly. Well, in the year 1878, who makes electricity available for every household for a household use? Should be very simple question, especially for a lot of people. I mean, 1878, first time electricity started flowing into your house, and that is how we all live today across the world. We just switch on the electricity, the light bulb comes on. So I'm sorry, I'm giving some hints here. So 1878, who made electricity available for household use? You should be very quick. Absolutely, Edify Learning. Edify Learning has given the right answer, and that is the Thomas Alva Edison, the great inventor who actually also StudyTube has also given the right answer. Both Edify Learning and and StudyTube have given the right answer. Thomas Edison was such a brainy person. He actually, created nearly 2000 new devices, and he patented most of them, and he was not even educated. So it's an amazing success story. Thomas Alva Edison, who actually started laying the cables and started sending electricity from power generation houses to the homes of the people. So this is something which is very good. All right, let's quickly move on to the next question. In the year 1892, first commercial long distance phone line opens between which cities? So the question is, the commercial phone line was established between the first one, between which cities? 1892. Again, this is a simple question. Like, unlike some of you were saying that some questions are hard. Obviously, if something which happened quite some time back, obviously we will find it difficult to remember. But this one is very simple. Year 1892, first commercial long distance phone line opens between which two cities? Because it was a big deal, earlier people were sending letters, and um, absolutely right. Studied you are rocking right now. You have given the right answer, which is the New York and Chicago. That's the correct answer. The first line was opened between two cities, which is commercial line, where people can make calls to their friends and family, between Chicago and New York. Today we have this phone which is taken for granted. We don't even think, even for half a second when we want to reach out to somebody. We have various mechanisms, but then back in the day, the whole thing started with this first line which opened up between Chicago and New York. Good job, StudyTube. You are rocking. All right. Let's move to the next question. Okay, so we are now moving towards closer to where in time when we live in 21st century. So this is a question related to 1909. So year 1909, who sets aeroplane altitude record of 300 meters? Today we fly almost 10 kilometers, and there are some fighter planes who are going up to the height of 80,000 feet. So in the year 1909, who sets the aeroplane altitude record of 300 meters? Just 300 meter, they set up a world record. That's the question. The question is, who set the aeroplane altitude record of 300 meter? We want to know the name of the person. Should be easy. 1909. Okay, study tube, we will wait for some more time and check whether your answer is correct. We will check. Good job, study tube, but we will still check. So the question is 1909, who sets the aeroplane altitude record of 300 meters, just 300 meters, because before that the aeroplanes of the day were not able to fly very high, and to take the plane to 300 meters was a big deal. Well, 300 meters hardly anything. Today's aeroplanes are flying at commercial jets are flying at the height of 10 kilometers. Yes, this time you're right, StudyTube. So let's go to the answer and check whether StudyTube has given the right answer. Absolutely right, StudyTube. It is Comte de Lambert of France. That is the right answer, and StudyTube has given the right answer. All right, let's move quickly to the next question. And that is, in the year 1921, who was granted US patent for his invention, and that is the pop-up toaster. Pop-up toasters are in everybody on the everybody's dining table now, because these are very common devices. These are absolutely common devices. We actually toast our bread slices in pop-up toaster. We put the slices into the toaster, and miraculously in few seconds, like 10-15 seconds, it toasts the slice to golden brown. But this is a device which required lot of R&D, and this special device was patented in the year 1921. The first pop-up toaster. That means it is very easy. Just just put the two slices into the toaster, and you will get that golden brown, and it'll pop out after it is done its business. Absolutely right, StudyTube. You are rocking. Charles Strite is the answer. Let me display your name before I go to the answer. Yes, absolutely right. Charles Strite is the answer, who invented the pop-up toaster. Pop-up toaster changed our life itself. We are not spending too much time in preparing our breakfast, etc. So this was a great invention, and it changes it this invention especially changed the life of billions of people on planet Earth. Charles Strite is the person responsible for this invention. Okay, let's move to the next question. In the year 1931, which gangster was convicted on account of 23 accounts of tax evasion? Even though he was a gangster, he should have been booked for a lot of murders and bad things. But then he was convicted for tax evasion, later fined for about $50,000 and sentenced for 11 years in jail. Very popular name. And if you're interested in watching the gangster movies, you can't miss this. This is a simple one, actually. This is quite a simple one. 1931, a gangster, a very infamous gangster, was finally caught on the account of tax evasion and been sentenced to 11 years in jail. Not for murder, not for any gangster activities, not for doing bad things, but for tax evasion. Should be simple answer. So, Edify Learning, StudyTube, it should come out automatically. Yes, StudyTube, you have given the right answer. Al Capone, the person who started the laundrette business as a front, and his laundrette business was used for laundering money, not for laundering clothes. That is why Al Capone is partially responsible for this term, which we call money laundering today, and it's a very heinous crime. So Al Capone obviously was not convicted for the countless murders his gang had committed, but he was finally captured and tried for tax evasion. This world is funny sometimes. Uh, Nevertheless, StudyTube, you are doing great. Uh, you are a sharp person. I must compliment you. All right, let's move to the next one. In the year 1944, in the year 1944, watch it. This is during the Second World War. Which country invades Czechoslovakia? Because this Czechoslovakia is now known as Czech Republic. But back in the days, this country was known as Czechoslovakia. It was invaded during the Second World War by which country? Again, this is rather easy, but then you have to be little sharp if you are able to give the right answer. During the year 1944, which was the fag end of the Second World War. The World War was just in the last leg. The World War was about to end. A country invade Czechoslovakia during Second World War. That's a question. Name the country. Unfortunately, StudyTube, Nazi Germany is not the answer, because Nazi Germany had shrunken down to protecting their border in 1944. Again, Nazi Germany is not the right answer. Europe is not a country, StudyTube. So you're very close. It has to be a European country, but which country invades Czechoslovakia? All right, StudyTube, you made an attempt, but answer is very simple. It's you are very close actually, because one of those countries, because you know who are the main actors during the Second World War. Uh, so the question is, in 1944, which country invades Czechoslovakia during Second World War? So I will wait for. Yeah, you got it right now. StudyTube. It is the Soviets. Your answer is right. So let's move to the answer. Soviet Union, that is the country. And the country was known as USSR. They were not known as Russia back in the day, because it was USSR. USSR invades Czechoslovakia in the year 1944 during the Second World War. So you got it, StudyTube. You are definitely a sharp person. Let's move to the next question. In the year 1948, Operation 10 Plagues was fought between which countries? Year 1948, Operation 10 Plagues fought between which countries? This is after the Second World War. 1948, Operation 10 Plagues. So after the war had ended, India got independence in 1947. In the year 1948, Operation 10 Plagues was fought. Yes, you are right, StudyTube, Arab and Israel. But let's look at the much more comprehensive answer, which is the Israeli offensive against the Egyptian army. So it's Arab, it's Middle East. It's wrong to say Arab, but it was a Egyptian, because Egypt was a very powerful country. They had a formidable air force, and they felt that they can get rid of Jews, because they didn't like the Jews in their own backyard, and there were a lot of problems. So as soon as the country of Israel was formed, there was a tension in that area, and we are seeing right now there are a lot of tension in that area. That tension has not ended. So what has happened, that Israel gathered a lot of momentum. They created their country, they became powerful, and they defeated all of them. So since 1948, they have fought numerous wars, and gradually all the countries like Syria, Egypt, Palestine, Jordan, who had invaded Israel, they have become weaker. Israel have become stronger. So this was the answer to the question, which was against the Egyptian army. Now quickly move to the next question. Now, this should be very interesting for especially Indians, especially for the cricket lover. In the year 1952, who takes 13 Pakistani wicket to win India's first Indo-Pak clash? The first Indo-Pak cricket match, which was won by India, in which one person took 13 Pakistani wickets. So this is a very interesting question. Maybe the cricket lovers may have forgotten this particular gentleman, but he should be treated as a legend for the cricketing community. In the year 1952, the person who takes 13 Pakistani wicket to register first India-Pak victory in the first ever match played between India and Pakistan. Study tube, are you a cricket lover? In the year 1952, name the person who took 13 wickets, Pakistani wickets, and was instrumental for India's victory in the first ever match played between India and Pakistan. All right, so let me give the answer. The name of the person is Vinu Makand. Vinu Makand actually took 13 wickets, and that shattered the defense of Pakistan cricket. And the first ever match played between India and Pakistan, Vinu was responsible for India's victory. All right, let's move to the next question quickly. In the year 1955, who discovered the antiproton? The antiproton is a particle which has the same properties like a proton but have negative charge, and eventually won the Nobel Prize for Physics. It was a big discovery because before that, we used to think that our nature has only protons, electrons, and neutrons. Nobody knew about the antiparticles, and antiproton was the first antiproton to be identified. So antiproton has the same physical attributes like a normal proton, and as you know, proton has positive charge but antiproton has negative charge. When antiproton and proton comes close to each other, they annihilate into pure energy. This antiproton particle was discovered in the year 1955, eventually led to a Nobel Prize for Physics. The question is about naming the gentleman or the scientist who discovered antiproton. In the year 1955, name the scientists who discovered antiproton and they won the Nobel Prize for Physics. In the year 1955, name the scientists who discovered antiproton and became the Nobel Prize for Physics winners. Anyone trying? All right, so I will move to the question because we have to be very quick in this critical thinking quiz. So there were two scientists, Emilio Sagre and Owen Cumberland. These two scientists were working at the University of California, and for the very first time, they discovered the antiproton. And although the antiparticles were predicted earlier in the equation, but any prediction in equation requires physical evidence. So these two scientists are responsible for providing the physical evidence that the antiparticles do exist, and the first particle to be discovered was antiproton. It's a very big uh, you know discovery, and that changed the physics as we know it today. All right, let's move to the next question quickly. Well, this is related to politics. In the year 2007, after 8 years in exile, who returns to Pakistan. And the same night of this person returning to Pakistan, on the same night, suicide attackers blew themselves and killing 100 people, including 20 police officers. Name this politician. After 8 years of exile, returned to Pakistan, but then on the first day itself, they were catastrophe. Can you name this? This is in our neighborhood, and we know that there are so many terrorist activity originates from Pakistan, so it should be easy for people to answer, especially the people who are watching us in Pakistan. Should be easy for them to identify this person. Should be able to answer this. This should be easy. This is an easy question. In the year 2007, after 8 years of exile, the Pakistani politician returns to Pakistan, but she was greeted by a major tragedy, terrorist act. Come on, guys. This is the easy answer. You should be able to respond to this one. I will wait for another 20 seconds before I give the answer. This is an easy one. In the year 2007, after 8 years in exile, name the politician who returns to Pakistan, but then the leader was greeted by a big terrorist act, terrorism. All right, the answer is Benazir Bhutto. Of course, this is a simple one. She actually lost her life in a terrorist act later on, but then this one she survived. However, a lot of people died. Estimate is about 100 people died in a Fedain attack, which included 20 security personnel, but Benazir survived this attack. All right, let's move to the next one quickly. Very interesting. In the year 2019, first all-female spacewalk was conducted outside the International Space Station. You need to name the astronauts. First all-female spacewalk outside the International Space Station. Please name the astronauts who were part of this initiative. First all-female spacewalk in the year 2019 outside the International Space Station. In the year 2019, name the astronaut who were part of the first female spacewalk outside the International Space Station. Come on, guys, we have to think fast. You have to respond quickly. In the year 2019, first all-female spacewalk by which astronauts outside the International Space Station? The answer is very simple. I'm saying International Space Station in the year 2019, all female, and I'm saying astronaut. That means they have to be American, not cosmonauts, astronauts. So please respond to this. All right, let me quickly move to the answer. There were two ladies involved in this. They were the astronauts, Christina Koch and Jessica Meyer. So they established the first all-female spacewalk. They created a world record. And they are the two women astronauts who conducted the first all-female spacewalk outside the space station ever. So we must remember this. All right, let's move to the next question. Now this must be interesting. This is regarding the Marvel movie Eternals. We all know that Angelina Jolie was one of the characters in the Eternals movie. I'm sure this is during the pandemic and we were all locked up in our home. You might have seen this movie while under lockdown anywhere in the world. But in year 2021, this is one of the major Marvel comic based movie. I want to know who directed it. Who was a director of this very popular Marvel movie known as Eternal, starring Angelina Jolie and a lot of other star cast. It had a lot of famous actors part of this project, and also they introduced the Eternals. And if you are a Marvel universe fan, then you know what are the Eternals. The Eternals are the beings which actually transited to our universe. They existed in a previous universe, and they were part of the previous universe, and then Big Bang happened, and they came from the previous universe, and therefore they are Eternals. They don't die, and they are good guys as well as bad guys. And they were introduced in this particular movie known as Eternals in the year 2021. I'd like to know who directed this special movie of Marvel universe. Any guesses, or if you know the answer, because answer is again very simple. Year 2021 Marvel film Eternals. Who directed it? All right, let me go to the answer quickly. It's the Hollywood director Chloe Zhao, a Chinese origin American uh, film producer and director. Chloe Zhao, very popular director. She has given a lot of hits, and she has directed several Marvel movies, and this one also is her work. All right, let's move to the next question. Well, we have come out, we have completed our task today of thinking out of the box, thinking quickly, and you know, improving our critical thinking ability. So, friends, thanks for joining me live. I will catch you again in the same trivia tomorrow. Until then, you know, take care, and I will catch you again tomorrow. Until then, bye bye, and see you.